America, my home, sweet home.
Yeah, sorry, Rick. Yeah, thanks.
Nicely done, Sue. Right on.
Yes, nice, Sue.
Did Roger make it? Nope. Okay, so Sal, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Bow your heads. Today we pray that we may receive your special blessing because we are committed to a real service organization to help mankind. May each of us in our daily routine come to know the joy of caring and sharing with others not as fortunate as we are. May our motto that includes serving, caring, and sharing be for us life service as well as lip service. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Sal. All right, Megan. Hey, before you get going, I just want to point out a great thing that's happening today. Dave Rary has come to a Rotary meeting. Now, yes, Dave, if you want to stand up and say hello. The members probably see his name on the sign-in sheet for the past 4 years. But I'm proud of him because the last time he was here, he showed up for the marijuana presentation, and now it's the women presentation. Women and marijuana get you out, man. This is great. So welcome. Okay, now Megan, you can take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to just go loosely with the list because there are some guests that Alicia is also going to announce more formally. So I'm just going to go through, which is a lot of guests, there's a lot of visiting Rotarians, there's a lot of speakers, and so just bear with me. Sorry if I mess anybody's names up. So we have Jill Long, Corinne Goodwin, Debbie Galbraith, Diane Donaher, Ellen Kern, Amanda Hecker, Kevin Becerra, Tyler Sousadile, who is, I think, a member now, right?
Yeah, he's a new member.
Will be soon, sorry. Okay, our exchange student, Anna, Thea Hind, Diane Donaher, who I think I might have said earlier, and we have Erin Hudson, and Jean, I always mess up your last name, Jean, Oyumba? So, and that's a good looking crew today. So, I see a lot of purple. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dr. Happy March, everybody. It's a mild one. It's been a mild one for the last couple of days. In Rotary, the month of March is Water and Sanitation Month. It's been fun to learn each thing that Rotary dives into every month and listening to Herb's videos. Does everybody get Herb's videos, by the way?
Yes.
You do? Watch him. He's awesome, man. He's so chill. Like, I'm stressed out at work, and then he comes on, and he's so relaxed. And I'm like, I should just watch Herb to relax. And I think we typically do birthdays, but we'll do those next week. Is Val here? Or is somebody ready to do the birthdays?
I'm here, but I say
Skip it? Okay, thanks, Val. All right, cool. So, because we have a jam-packed agenda today, a very, very special presentation coming up. So just a quick couple announcements. Yours truly has formed 2 new committees within the last week after last week's board meeting. The board meeting was great. It was packed. It moved quickly. I'm starting to understand what I'm supposed to be doing at a board meeting now that we're almost done. Is that the same way with you too, Thea?
I haven't got it yet.
You haven't got it yet? All right. So we formed what we're going to do is we're going to put Camp Nidegg in as a committee. Larry Delhagen has run this for many, many years. He is looking to pass the throne, so to speak, but I want to put it on there just so that it's continually in our face and it's always on the agenda for discussion. So that might help. Larry, you have anything you want to quick say on that?
Yeah, I started coordinating Camp Nidegg when my oldest daughter was a freshman at Emmaus High School. She's going to be 29 now, so it's a great role for somebody who's got kids who are coming into high school at Emmaus. I used to go to the meetings and embarrass my daughters when I would talk to the Interact Club, but now I only embarrass myself. So it's time for somebody else to take this over, and you'll enjoy it because you'll be meeting with the kids a couple times a year, and if your kids are in Interact, it's a lot of fun. So I'm happy to work with anybody who's interested and transition it over.
Perfect. Thank you, Larry. That's an 11-year carryover. So thanks for your service. Can everybody give Larry a hand? Also, there's another committee I'm forming. It's called the Committee Duties Committee. And basically what this is going to be is organizing I'm going to have a committee that organizes what all the committees do and what their responsibilities are. However, I'm open for volunteers on that position. If not, I'll try to appoint. But if you're interested in doing that and getting involved, it also has a lot to do with the review of the bylaws and the Constitution and understanding all that. I know Mike is that Mike's hand? No? Okay, so if you're interested in it, please come and talk to me. It's pretty cool. We're drilling in really hard to this stuff that's on Club Runner, and this is kind of a final step to make sure that there's no loose ends within the committees. Just a reminder, District 7430, the district conference is coming up really fast. It's on April 24th to 26th in King of Prussia Valley Forge. You've been getting some emails that you can sign up through the links. And there's also an RLI on March 28th down in at DeSales University, and the deadline to register there is Friday, March 20th. Peter's wise saying of the week: only a fool blurts out everything he knows. I like that one. I've had to read that one over and over again. I think I violate that one a lot.
I second that.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. So let's go right to the raffle.
I got it. I'm gonna ask the smartest person in the room to pick the ticket. Just,
All right.
that's 9 tickets. Okay, ready? We have one drawing here.
Yep.
The last 4 digits, 9722.
Hey,
Choo-choo.
9722.
is it a case of wine this week?
It's a trip back from Florida.
What's the raffle this week?
We have $20.
$20. All right, Joe. Congratulations.
Well, that makes me more happy about it.
Perfect. Well, where is our sergeant? Sarge, take it away.
So you're not doing any announcements?
I think we're going to hold announcements until next week because we're already 1 minute past agenda.
Yes, I know we are. And since we're 1 minute past agenda, if you read the trunk, you were supposed to wear purple. Anybody who's not wearing purple is subject to a fine, so if you have that fine, please just hold it up in the air and I'll walk around and grab them. Christina, you had a picture in the paper. All right, so that's a fine. And I don't think we have time for Happy Dollars, but if you want, there's only $25 out there for the food. So if anybody wants to donate for the food, that would be fine. Thank you, Dave.
So it's 7:52. If you want, we can go 3 minutes Happy Dollars and try to raise some money if you want, and we'll start at 7:55. All right, let's do it. Let's be happy.
Happy Dollars, stand up and be freaking happy.
I'm so happy. I leave tomorrow to go to Florida. I am participating in my first triathlon, and I'm really, really nervous. So if you could just keep me in your thoughts.
Part of their dress down day, the children at St. Anne's School collected something like 5 trash bags full of cereal for our pack-a-backpack at Lincoln that we do every month. So I have that in the truck. So Saturday's National Cereal Day. And Catherine participated in the Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science competition over the weekend, took first place in the Lehigh Valley. So she'll be going out to State College, I think, at the end of May to compete in the statewide competition.
Nice.
Ellen Kurt, and I have Happy Dollars for you because I'm happy to see so many old friends from the chamber. Jim, Bob Halsey, Jill and Jerry Long, Bill Erdman, so it's good to see you all.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna get up, but Alicia called me last night, I think it was late, around 11:45 or something like that. And said she apologized for calling, but could I reserve a couple chairs? And I said, yeah, I can help, I'll get there. So I got here 6:15. And she said she'd be here early, but she got here 5:07. But anyway, here's $5 for being the only guy at this table. Those of you who normally sit at this table now, you're invited back next week.
Bill?
I've been in Rotary for 13 years. It's absolutely amazing to look around this room and see how many women are here. Wow.
Yeah, this time last week I was having a 2-hour lunch in Lisbon on our time change. Visited some beautiful cities, the Algarve, Cascais, to Dwara, so it's a beautiful country, and no coronavirus.
All right.
I have a Sir Optimist bingo, designer handbag bingo. It's on the 22nd of March. I have tickets today. I'm away for 2 weeks tomorrow, so I will be back 1 week just before this. So you can still get tickets. Thanks. Benefits women in Emmaus and
Vinny.
I have $5 for today's food packing for Lincoln and Jefferson. Eric Locke, Sue Winter, Karen Hobson, Dee and Gary. So you guys all know what to do. Second, as I'm very happy to see some friends from other clubs. Past district governor for the Jerry Long, we had some adventures together with a team from Brazil who all they wanted to do was party. The other news, not that we did it. The other news is you all know we're starting what's called a new type of Rotary Club called a Passport Club that encompasses all of the Lehigh Valley. We had like our third mixer last night. We are about ready to charter with 20+ members. Our club is the sponsor, and next week we will have Harrington Smith, who will be our president-elect. He is going to join the Emmaus Rotary Club, start coming so he sees a good and active club with what's going on. And there was one more thing, but I can't remember.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're going to move on now to our program. We have a very special program for you today. This is one of my most favorite because it's extremely inspirational. So pull up your bootstraps because this is going to be a good one. Alicia. I'd like to welcome Alicia Ruiz Orban to the podium. Alicia is our chairman of the Women's International Day program, and she's been very, very hardworking in the background, and I want to thank you very much for that. It's your show.
I have to move away from the podium because I'm not sitting down, it's just that I have to move this way. Welcome to the Emmaus Club 3rd International Women's Day celebration. A day that is officially celebrated on March 8 around the world and by many Rotary clubs in this country and abroad. International Women's Day is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. And today we recognize and honor 2 women for their achievements in the field of volunteer, humanitarian work, social justice, peace, and understanding. Both women exemplify the ideals of Rotary International, of working together for a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And before I continue with a brief history of International Women's Day and Women in Rotary, I would like to introduce the special guests who are joining us today for this celebration. Past District Governor Jerry Long, a Rotarian with the Bethlehem Rotary Club and husband of our honorary Rotarian Jill Long. Jill and Corinne will be introduced later on. Dia Little, President of the Bethlehem Rotary Club. Diane Gallagher from the Bethlehem Rotary Club too. Amanda Hecker, Board Member of Eastern Pennsylvania Trans Equity Project, Lehigh Valley Renaissance, and guest Corinne Goodwin. Ellen Kern, State Senator Pat Brown's Chief of Staff, and Allentown Club Rotarian too. David Galbraith, Editor of the East Penn Press. Welcome. We welcome you, and we are glad that you are here. 109 years ago, on March 9, 1911, the almighty and tenacious suffragettes forged purposeful action for equality, and started International Women's Day, which was supported by over 1 million people in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. On this day, we are encouraged to reflect upon the important roles women have in society and how far equal rights have come. All around the world and in every continent, from Australia to Europe to Africa to America, many exciting and important events are run to support International Women's Day. No one government, charity, corporation, academic institution, women's network, or media hub is solely responsible for it. Many organizations, such as Rotary, declare an annual International Women's Day theme that supports their specific agenda or cause. March 8th is a collective day of global celebration and calls for gender parity. It is all about unity, celebration, reflection, advocacy, and action that continues to grow from strength to strength. As for women in Rotary, history tells us that female members were not admitted until 1989, when the Constitution and bylaws of Rotary International stated that Rotary Club membership was for males only. Why they changed them? In 1978, the Rotary Club of Duarte, California, USA, invited 3 women to become members. The RI board withdrew the club's charter for violation of the RI Constitution. The club brought suit against RI, claiming a violation of a state civil rights law that prevents discrimination of any form in business establishments or public accommodations. The appeals court in the California Supreme Court supported the Duarte position that Rotary could not remove the club's charter merely for inducting women into the club. This action in 1987 allowed women to become Rotarians in any jurisdiction having similar public accommodation statutes. The RI constitutional change was made at the 1989 Council on Legislation, with a vote to eliminate the male-only provision for all of Rotary. However, it was at the option of the clubs to accept women at that time. At this point, when I got to here, I decided to ask our most tenured Rotarian, who is not here today, Wilmer Schultz, a Rotarian since 1952, who has witnessed many important and lasting changes in Rotary. What are his thoughts about women in Rotary? Wilmer says that women are the sparkle, the liveliness of Rotary. They are hard workers, intelligent, and energetic, and he's very glad women can join Rotary. We talked about other things at some other time. I'll tell you about Rotary ends. Worldwide, this remains a watershed moment in the history of Rotary, and women have become members and leaders of clubs and districts throughout the world. The response to the decision was overwhelming. By June 1990, the number of female Rotarians had skyrocketed to over 20,000, and by July 2016, it had surpassed 250,000. Since then, Rotary International has elected or appointed first women to the Rotary Foundation Board of Trustees, the RI Board of Directors, as Treasurer, as RI Vice President, and as Vice Chair and Chair of the Rotary Foundation, as well as an ever-increasing number of club presidents and district owners. As of today, 1.2 million Rotary members worldwide, with about 277,600 are women. These women are from diverse ethnic and religious backgrounds. They demonstrate teamwork, persistence, determination, creativity, enthusiasm, generosity, self-confidence, and compassion. They have embraced the leadership opportunities provided by their clubs and have been making an impact in communities around the world. Today, Rotary International, like many other international and national organizations such as the United Nations, the World YWCA, and the Council for Australia Catholic Women, to name a few, celebrate International Women's Day by honoring women who exemplify their vision, philosophy, and values. Encouraged by Rotary International, our Emmaus Rotary Club is proud to be the first Rotary Club in District 7430 to join this celebration for the 3rd year by honoring 2 remarkable women from our Lehigh Valley community, Rotarian Jill Long and community leader Corinne Goodwin, who exemplify Rotary's values of service above self. Now, here to introduce our first honoree is Courtney Kennedy, fellow Emmaus Rotarian and member of the International Women's Club. Good
morning. The International Women's Day Rotarian Award is what I'll be announcing. It is given to the Rotarian woman who has served both Rotary in our community and served in our community. When selecting from the list of nominees, our committee looked at criteria recommended by Rotary International, including their years as Rotarians, their contributions to the Rotary Foundation. We also looked at local community service projects they had been involved in, as well as international projects. We chose Jill this year because she has contributed so much. I'm going to be reading a bit about Jill, and you also have it on your tables if you're interested. Jill has been a member of the Bethlehem Rotary since 2014. A strong supporter of the Rotary Foundation, Jill has earned a Paul Harris +2 recognition. She's also a TRF major donor and a Bequest Society member. Since joining the Bethlehem Club, Jill has been an active member. Except for vacations, Jill maintains a 100% attendance record. As the Community Service Committee Chair, she is responsible for overseeing as well as being an active member in the following committees: Membership, Golf, Taste and Tunes, Hunger Outreach, and Dictionary Project Committees. I'm not sure what the Dictionary Project Committee is, but I'll have to ask later. Taste and Tunes, Bethlehem's signature event, has raised over $200,000 in 6 years and has benefited the Hispanic Center of the Lehigh Valley, the Military Awards Council, the Boys and Girls Club of Bethlehem, the BASD Foundation, and most recently the Charles A. Brown Ice House. Jill has graciously agreed to take the role of chair of the event for this year. This is no easy task. Jill is also very active in the Phillies Strikeout Hunger at Philadelphia Phillies, held in August each year, that raises money for the Rotary Foundation and collects cans of non-perishable food for distribution to local food banks. In August 2010, Jill participated in the Rotoplas medical mission to Parada, I might not have said that quite right, Colombia in South America, along with 10 other Rotarians from District 7430. 90 children received free cleft lip and palate plastic surgery that brought smiles to their faces and changed their lives and the lives of their families forever. Upon her return, Jill, along with Deb Geiger, the first Rotarian to receive the International Women's Day Celebration Award from the Emmaus Rotary Club, made a moving presentation to our club and secured the club's annual donation to Rotoplas. Active in local affairs, Jill serves the Lehigh Valley Best Foundation and was active in Valley Youth House 8 years, from 1980 to 88. Jill's also been a foster mother for 8 girls through the Lehigh Valley Youth House over her years with this organization. Jill truly lives the Rotary motto, service above self, and can be counted on to assist with any project. The Bethlehem Rotary Club is honored to nominate her, and we are honored to give her this award. At this time, I am going to ask Steve to please come up to the lectern to present the award. Also to Ellen Kern, State Senator Pat Brown's Chief of Staff, to present the citation, and to Representative Samuelson to come to the lectern to present the citation.
He's not here.
Oh, he's not here.
Yes.
Okay, Jill. Thank you for being here. Jill, on behalf of the Emmaus Rotary Club, hold on, we're gonna do that second.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do that second.
I voted first.
Well, you know what? Take it away. No, you're trumping me. Do it. All right, I'll do it. We're staying to Alicia's script. By the way, Alicia's script, it's serious. It's like 92 pages long. Jill, on behalf of the Emmaus Rotary Club, we'd like to present you with this award for the Emmaus Rotary Club International Women's Day, presented to Jill Long for outstanding leadership and international and local humanitarian service, March 5th, 2020. Congratulations. All right, Ellen, you ready?
I am.
Okay. Ellen's now going to present the citation.
So Jill, on behalf of Senators Brown and Bascola, plus the House of Representatives, congratulations for all of your good work.
Thank you.
And just so everyone knows, Alicia mentioned that you can come up and read the citation. We're not going to read the whole citation, but if you'd like to read the citation after the program, then please come up and do so. All right, this is where I say I'm going to step down now. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
This.
Okay, Eric, we're going to go on that. Does she have to do anything on this?
Just turn it on, Steve.
Sorry. And I know I'm taking precious seconds up, but
It's on. It's on.
I'm fighting readers.
Do I just put it around my neck?
Yep, you put it right around your neck.
Yeah, I could have it. Oh my gosh. Jill, do you want me to hold the other microphone for you? I can just. Is this good? Yeah.
You look great. Well, thank you, President Steve. And most of what you hear, I was going to say, so I may have to just throw in some other stuff. But fellow Rotarians and guests, I am truly honored and humbled to be chosen to receive this award, the International Women's Day celebration. I did not join Rotary till 2014, but here I was in 2014 at 70 years old, and that's when I joined. However, when I was in kindergarten, that's when my volunteer path began. With my hands shooting in the air, my mother's gonna bake the cookies. My father will do something with the stage. Everything will be fine. My parents were the Andersons of Father Knows Best. They loved their 3 children, they took part in their community, and they loved each other. I married a Garden City fellow in 1965, and we decided to leave Long Island. So in 1967, we moved to Hanover Township with our new son, Doug. And we found there was no ambulance service in the township. So I joined a group of 15 volunteers, completed Red Cross instruction. We raised funds through turkey shoots. And you have to remember, shoot a turkey, I had no idea what a turkey shoot is. And we gave band concerts. St. Luke's had an old 20-year-old Cadillac ambulance, and now we're on call. There was no phoning, there was no something attached, to us. We had to open our windows to hear the fire siren. So on Tuesdays and Fridays, I opened my window so I could hear the fire station calling me to service. So around the same time, I read a Globe Times, we'll remember the Globe Times, and it said, "Teach sewing to women in Moorvine Village." And that was a really fantastic experience. I got 2 neighbors. The 3 of us did a lot of sewing. We would pick up the 3 women in Moorvine, and we taught, we talked, and most of all, we learned. It was a gift to us as well as our gift to them for sewing. I noticed a sign at a park, Foster Family Picnic. We applied, we qualified, and waited. And we finally got a call, but not for a child, but for a pregnant 14-year-old, and you have to know, 1971, this wasn't happening. And my neighbors, I will tell you, because I did take in 8 girls over the years, my neighbors thought that these were girls that we brought in from New York. These were Bethlehem girls who were pregnant, and they had no place to go. They were kicked out of their homes. Their parents didn't want anything to do with them.
So we helped them over the next few years, and then finally, we received a 6-year-old boy. He had been abused by his 23-year-old parents. He had been rescued with his 5 younger siblings, found locked in a car. He had cigarette burns on him. He had scars. It was just a very sad situation. He lived with us for a year and a half. That was a wonderful year and a half. He's very difficult. I will not say this is easy. He just fit in. It doesn't. They can't. They've been taken away from the only family, even though it wasn't a good family or parents that he knew, and plunked into us. We had a day notice. He had been taken from that car that they were locked in. We got a phone call, dropped off, and goodbye. And that's the way the system was back there in the early 70s. And I say dropped off, he was dropped off. And as swiftly as he'd been dropped off to our family, we were given 2 days to prepare him to leave. We were told not to contact him, and we never heard again what happened to him. So later on, I joined the Junior League of Bethlehem, and it was there that I received the best problem solving and board training. It gave me the opportunity to become a board member of Valley Youth House. Now, Valley Youth House had a house on 8th Avenue in Bethlehem, and it was entering its 2nd year. And you know how big Valley Youth House is now. So they were looking for someone to start a new program called Independent Living. They had a social worker lined up coming in to do this, and he took another job. So they asked me, because I had the foster experience, if I would start the independent living program, which I did. I became the first volunteer and helping a homeless boy. He actually had been living in a doghouse in someone else's backyard. And I helped him find a job and an apartment, and I stayed active with Valley Youth House for about 8 years. So it was during this time frame that we had our daughter Karen, and sadly our marriage fell apart. But then Jerry came along. Jerry and I married in 1980. He was with many other men, a Bethlehem Steel employee, but by 1985 he was with Andy Scott of the Scott dealership, and we were members of Trinity Church in Bethlehem. And through the church, we volunteered to take in an escaped Polish freedom fighter, his wife, and 6-year-old daughter. So they didn't speak English, we didn't speak Polish. Jerry learned a word, lodówka, which means refrigerator. We did lots of Pictionary, and it was quite an experience to get them acclimated into Bethlehem. We took them to a grocery store. Coming from Poland, everything was very small. There weren't choices. So when you took them to, at that point, it was George's supermarket in Bethlehem, they were absolutely overwhelmed, just overwhelmed. So we got along, we did a lot of Pictionary. They were finally, acclimated, and they left our home. Later, the church took in the Vietnam boat people. So we took in 19-year-old Quy. He did speak some English, and he stayed with us for about 7 months until he went off to Drexel. So what inspires me about Rotary? Well, it's not what, it's who. Andy of the Scott dealership was with the Liberty Bell Rotary Club. And he said to Jerry that, you know, he's got more responsibility, and Jerry, you know, this is a place you should be. And Jerry joined the Bethlehem Rotary Club. He became president in 2004 and district governor. As a new president, he was committed to expanding women's roles as chairs. Lori Ghostly Hackett in 2004. Good choice, Jerry. He got Lori's start, you know, just by making her a chairman of one of the projects. And some of the projects during that time were the opening of a dental clinic on the south side and Cops for Kids. And those are projects that I joined in with Jerry to help. So the district governor nominee and elect years were really an eye-opener to my education. The enormity and the expanse of Rotary and its humanitarian projects really hit home when we entered San Diego for the 5-day training. When we walked in, there were over 200 flags in the lobby of this huge hotel. These flags from every country, and the people are there, you know, matching those flags, and yes, a lot of women. I was touched. We had they give us a spouse. We don't do the training. We do spousal training there. If you're a district governor, we get to do spousal. And there were so many projects that that were open to us, and things that we had never heard about. And one that touched me were these mini loans. It was just $5 to Indian women. One woman bought a pair of scissors and a comb, and now she could now she could feed her family. I think you all know about Rotoplas, so I'm not going to go into it. Other than that, Jerry and I and some others were very active in raising the money. I joined the mission to Pierre, Colombia, and you just can't imagine seeing all those people waiting for their surgeries, families that have come miles. So you heard about Taste and Tunes. So we copied that, Jerry and I, from Bluebell Rotary Club, Chef in the Burbs, and that's just been a wonderful thing. Diane Donaher, known for her foundation work, was the super chair of our district conference, and she brought us author Billy Staples, who's the president of the BEST organization, which gives out scholarships and mentorships to Lehigh Valley students. This year, our club is going to have sponsor a student going to NACAC with a scholarship, and we're working with BEST to do that. So Bethlehem Rotary is a place for me to give my volunteer hours, the golf tournament, the dictionary project, which, by the way, at the dictionary project, we bring dictionaries to all the third graders in a lot of the underprivileged schools. The Strike Out Hunger, and our newest community project is the Rotary Action Group Against Sex Trafficking. So Rotary is the organization where opportunity meets action. Women in Rotary go together, and membership is the key. So look for that talented, community-minded person who could take the lead in making a better world through Rotary. I'm grateful to be part of this extraordinary organization called Rotary, and it's made me have a more meaningful life, service above self.
Thank you, Jill, for that presentation. I'm Ashley, and I will be presenting our Community Award recipient. In the interest of time, I'm going to zip through the description description and make sure she has the microphone time, but I do believe she has more than earned a proper introduction. So Corinne Goodwin has earned the distinction of Community Award recipient this year, primarily for her work as a leader within the nonprofits and service organizations across the Lehigh Valley. Her credentials include serving as a leader with Lehigh Valley Transgender Renaissance, Executive Director of the newly forming Eastern PA Trans Equity Project, a board member of the YWCA Bethlehem, a volunteer for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee at the United Way of Greater Lehigh Valley, a volunteer with the Bradbury Sullivan LGBT Community Center, and a volunteer with the LGBTQ Business Council of the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber of Commerce. Of course, I'm supportive of that. But you can see, and you've heard this line, where your passions are is where you invest your time, and I think you can see that much of her time has been invested in advocating for transgender people across the Lehigh Valley. She's really set herself apart as a great leader within this social injustice and working to create an equal world for those people. So I'm going to invite up President Steve Gold and Ellen Kern to come up and present the award. Corinne, you should come too.
All right, Ellen, we're gonna go the same way this time. Should I go? All right, Corinne. On behalf of the Emmaus Rotary Club, I'd like to present you with a Service Above Self from the Emmaus Rotary Club International Women's Day Community Award, presented to Corinne Goodwin for outstanding leadership and community service to the Lehigh Valley, March 5th, 2020. Congratulations.
This sees Representative Steve Samuelson, so if he could join us and he can present the proclamation from the House. Do I not? All right. So on behalf of the Senate, and specifically Senators Brown and Boscola, congratulations and thanks for all of your good work.
Thank you.
And I want to join on behalf of the House of Representatives and my colleague, Representative Peter Schweier from Allentown, to congratulate you on everything you've done for our Lehigh Valley, everything you've done for our community. We really appreciate your service to all of us.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, so I have to move fast. I have a 45-minute presentation, and we should give me 8 minutes. So, first question I have for all of you actually is, how many of you know, have met, work with, have ever seen on the street a person who has red hair? Pretty much everybody, right? Just so you know, the number of people that have red hair and the number of people that are transgender is the same number of people. So while you may not know a transgender person other than myself and my great friend Amanda, or maybe have met one, the actual truth is that you do know one. They just haven't told you yet. And today, I am just so thrilled to be able to come here and talk a little bit about transgender people and transgender issues. I really want to thank, first off, I want to thank Jim Palmquist for nominating me and for really being a wonderful ally to the trans community. I want to thank Alicia and her committee and all of you for coming and attending and approving the nomination. And I in particular want to thank my friend Amanda Hecker, who is the treasurer of our board of directors, but also is the person who I wouldn't be here today if she hadn't been there when I needed her. So a round of applause, please. about trans folks, and one of the things that I get asked a lot is about what I call the number. This is the number, 41%. They say, is it true that 41% of all transgender people try to commit suicide? And the answer is yes, it's true. That number is 20 times the national average. And one of the questions is, well, why is that? And the answer is, you have to understand the numbers behind the numbers. So I'm just going to share a few of them with you. 57% of all transgender people have been rejected by their family. That means that 29% of all transgender people have lived on the street at one point or another, a third. 21% of us, when we try to get housing, face housing discrimination. So in the state of Pennsylvania and 30 other states in this country, it is perfectly legal to deny housing to a transgender person. It's perfectly legal not to hire somebody because they're transgender. It's perfectly legal not to serve a transgender person in a restaurant. 3 times the rate of unemployment. Well, gee, when you're rejected by your family and you're living on the street and you don't have a home with an address, it's hard to get a job, right? So when the unemployment rate is like 4%, which is around where we are, 3.5 to 4 right now, it's 16% for transgender folks. It's no wonder that 27% of us live with food poverty. 30% of us have experienced discrimination when we're on the job, when we get one. 24% of us, a quarter of us, have been physically attacked just because of who we are. 57% of us avoid using public restrooms. It's no wonder when a quarter of us have been attacked physically. 38% of us have had negative medical experiences. That includes myself, where doctors simply refuse to treat you because of who you are. So when you think about all those numbers, and all the other ones that go with them, it's no wonder that the number, the 41% number, is out there. Well, our job at Lehigh Valley Transgender Renaissance and at the Eastern PA Trans Equity Project is to fix these problems. This is our mission. We need to understand that the problems really are like what my friend Yoda says. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, right? Lack of knowledge is a problem. That's why we come out and talk to groups like yours all the time. That lack of knowledge creates fear and prejudice, and that fear and prejudice creates stigma. The problem with the number is a stigma problem, and we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. So what do? Our mission is to empower trans Pennsylvanians so that they can lead productive, fulfilling lives and fully participate within our society. In the Lehigh Valley alone, there are between 6,000 and 20,000 gender diverse people living here. We service that community, and we do it in a number of ways. First off is the supportive services. So that's everything from the support groups that we run to detailed resource listings. So if you're looking for a trans-affirming doctor, a trans-affirming attorney, a trans-affirming school, we have all that information for you. Training programs to help people, work assistance programs. We partnered with the YWC Allentown on that program. We do a lot of education and outreach, so both education within the transgender and LGBTQ communities, but also with groups like you. Because we know that when you meet a transgender person, somebody like myself or Amanda, you're 32% more likely to publicly support us and support us in the elections, which is really important. The last part we do, which is the newest part, is financial assistance, direct financial assistance. And we started that with scholarship programs where we help transgender people go to conferences where they can connect with doctors, where they can connect with therapists, where they connect with the people that will help them lead fulfilling lives. And then we just launched over the last month our name change and gender affirming prosthetic program. So, if you're a trans guy and you have breasts, they interfere with your ability to function well in society. So we will pay for a binding garment that will help them have their male presentation. More importantly, we will help trans people with their name change. And I know he was here earlier, but Judge Wrightley, is he here?
Had to go to court.
Oh, had to go to court. Likely story. Well, this is my legal name change order, and Judge Wrightley signed it a couple of years ago. And I'll tell you that other than the day my son was born, this day was the most important one of my life. Cried for 2 days straight afterwards. Unfortunately, name changes are difficult, right? And our names in general are problematic. I want you to think about all the times, any day that you see or you hear your name. And think about if your name wasn't used properly, what it would do, right? Now I want you to think about all the times you have to show your legal identification. Your driver's license, your passport, your whatever it is, right? When you want to go buy some beer or a bottle of wine at Wegmans, you have to show your ID. When you want to buy a cell phone, you have to show your ID. When you want to buy stinking cold medicine, you have to show your ID. Picking up a prescription, you have to show your ID. Going through TSA security, you have to show an ID. Getting a traffic ticket, you have to show your ID. Applying for a job, you have to show your ID. Cashing your paycheck, you have to show your ID. And every time you show your ID, if your ID and your name doesn't match your gender presentation, you are automatically stigmatized. On top of that, you're automatically put into physical danger. You're automatically put into physical danger. So we're fixing it. We're fixing it. Unfortunately, changing your name is complicated, expensive, and potentially dangerous. It's complicated because you have a lot of legal paperwork that you have to fill out. It's expensive because even if you don't use a lawyer, it costs at least $500 to change your name. If you use a lawyer, it costs $2,000. It's dangerous because as a transgender person, you want to change your name, you have to publish your name in the newspaper, actually in 2 newspapers, to say that I am changing my name from David to Corinne. So you're automatically outing yourself as a transgender person. And what if your landlord finds out? What if your next door neighbor finds out? What if a coworker finds out? So what do? We have an automatic legal form generator now on our website. You can come into our website and just put in your, this is my old name, this is my new name, this is my address, this is my date of birth, and all of the legal paperwork, all 35 pages of it, are automatically populated, print out automatically. Cool, right? Then we give you plain English directions on how to do it yourself so that you don't have to pay for a lawyer. Then we mentor you as you go through the process. We will walk through you, we will go to court. We were just at court yesterday with somebody, right? And helping them go through the process. And then we will also let you apply for a financial grant to help pay for it. We started this program on Feb 1, so just 1 month ago. So far, in just 1 month, we've helped 9 people with their paperwork and their mentorship. We've given out 5 grants. We're probably going to do our 6th one in the next week. And we're going to run out of money. Because apparently there's a whole lot of demand, right? So our goal this year was originally to do 30 or so name change grants in Lehigh and Northampton County. We think that we can beat that. We want to double it. We want to expand our services. Right now, the automatic processes are for Lehigh and Northampton only. Next year, we want to expand to Carbon, Schuylkill, and Monroe counties, and also Montgomery County. So we just need people's help to do it, because this is the type of work that literally saves people's lives. Now, last night, my friend Jim gave me a call and he said, hey, can you do a Trans 101 presentation? And I said, yeah, no. Because to really do it justice, to really let you see the full picture of what the trans experience is, probably takes 30, 45 minutes. I want you to know that we often go out and do these presentations. If your company, your organization would like us to come in and provide a real training, we're more than happy to do that. But we also have another opportunity for you, and that is on March 22nd, Sunday evening, from 6 to 8, we're celebrating the National Transgender Day of Visibility. to be our 3rd year in a row doing it. It's where we're going to have a moderated panel discussion. We're going to have 4 transgender people, a transmasculine person, a trans femme person, a non-binary person, a person of color, and a mom of a trans kid there. And you will have your opportunity to hear them speak and to ask them questions directly. You'll also have opportunity to see all of our propaganda. I just gave you a sample on the table, all right? But please feel free to take it. It's like Doritos, we just make more. Okay. So, listen, I just really want to thank you all for allowing me to have these few minutes to talk to you. I want to thank you all for the honor. I can't tell you how much it really means to me, and I can't tell you how important it is to have allies. So thank you all very, very much. Take my paperwork though, that's important.
Thank you, Gordon. The Mayor's Rotary Club started the celebration of International Women's Day on March 8, 2018, thanks to the leadership and support of our then President, Bert Duran. Since then, our club presidents have continued to support it furthermore for all these years. Rotary year, our current president, and this year, our current president, Steve Gold, designated International Women's Day celebration as an official committee of this club. Thank you, Steve, for this official designation, and we look forward to the support of our President-elect, Alexa Shallcross, for next year's celebration. Every year, it takes a team of dedicated Rotarians and supporters working together to have this important event, starting with our committee composed of David Dunn, Deanne, Courtney Kennedy, Ashley, who is just leaving us right now, Ashley Laura, Eileen Prokop, Salva Rastro. Thank you, fellow Rotarians, for your dedication, commitment, and hard work. Not much can be accomplished without you. Thank you to the following UMAS Rotarians and community supporters. Doug Reichley, who is not here right now, for his assistance with the citations to get them to our honorees from Senator Pat Brown and the Representatives Schreier and Simmons. You're still here, Representatives at Simmons. Thank you so much. Jim Panquist, our esteemed club secretary, for assisting us with all the information that we need to be able to send the nominations out. Gordon Ruiz, for having your business mail the request for nominations to club Rotarians unable to attend the meeting when we distributed them. To Val Dunin, for creating the website to enter and store the Rotarian and community nominations. Thank you, Val. And who is videotaping us? Who is that you, Don?
No, I'm just at the table.
Whoever is videotaping us, thank you so much, because that video will be available through YouTube if you wanna look at it. Wilmer Schultz, who is not here today, for welcoming me into his house for his positive input about women in Rotary. And believe me, he and I talked a lot about many other things, including Rotarians. We spent a lot of time on that. Someday I'll tell you about it. Fellow Rotarians and club presidents, for your nominations. Every woman you nominated deserves recognition for the difference they are making in our community. We wish we could give every one of them an award. Please don't be discouraged and continue to support us with your nominations. The staff of Senator Pat Brown and Representatives Schreier and Samuelson for responding to Doug's request and working to ensure the citations were received on time for this day. And for coming, thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Representative Simmons, for coming. And to all of you fellow Rotarians for being here today to honor these two exceptional women and to show your support for our committee work. Last but certainly not least, thank you to our honorees, Jill Long and Corinne Goodwin, for helping make our local community and the world a better place for everybody. As modern day suffragettes, female, male, and all genders, let us continue the work and spirit of the almighty suffragettes fighting for the good fight, and let us continue to recognize, honor, and celebrate the important and impressive achievements of women globally. Now I'll ask our President Steve Gold to come to the lectern to end the meeting.
Alicia, just stay here for one quick second. Today's a proud day. You know, I'm very proud to be the president right now, to lead an organization that is so incredible and to honor women. This is special. It's inspiring, and it's touching to me. Congratulations to Corinne, congratulations to Jill. You guys absolutely deserve the very, very best. And Alicia, this is on behalf of us, a little thank you. It's a pin celebrating the heart and spirit of women in Rotary. Thank you for all you do in Rotary, and thank you very much for a great presentation. Okay, so let's rise. We're going to do two things to close out today's meeting. The first thing we're going to do is recite the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it true?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And let's officially close the meeting by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great week.